before Deception and Castaway?
Starting right at the beginning, the first one was Castaway.
Yeah.
13 years ago or something. And
Wow.
shortly after Castaway came Vardis Tackle.
Yeah.
Both signed me a contract as consultant straight away, not even team member. And I was quite surprised at the time because I wasn't even looking for anything. It just seemed to fall in my lap. So things just got a bit mad after that because I got involved quite a lot with social media and started with other companies as well, bake companies, stainless steel companies, all sorts. There's been a few over the years.
Do you mind dropping some names you've done with, or?
Obviously Castaway, Vardis Tackle. From that, then there was Starflight Stainless, which was a bank stick company. That was a bank stick company, pods and stuff like that. That went a bit sour, that one. Another one that went sour, quite a few of them do, to be fair, was Maruku Baits.
Maruku Baits, I can't say I've heard of them.
First bait company that asked me to join them.
Yeah.
Japanese company, well into the match side of things in the UK, with Roy Marlowe, big match angler, and his son Nick Marlowe was in charge of the specimen carp side, so the boilie side of things. As I say, Japanese company, so I thought I'd give it a whirl, and that went pretty south pretty quick.
Oh, right.
They see a lot of these companies have promised you the world, and then when you actually get stuff, it's quite shocking.
Like every other company, then, in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, I was still young into it then, shall we say, working with people, and quite like surprised at what was happening with these companies. I never even set out for any of that. I was just enjoying my fishing, going fishing.
Would you mind elaborating on that a bit for the guys who maybe don't know?
Well, over the years, I've done things like that'd be super frowned upon. You really shouldn't do, as in not anything bad for fish. Like, I'm not reelking fish and filming them like what happens behind closed doors. But for instance, Maruku Baits were bringing out a fake corn, Credence corn.
Yeah.
And some pop-ups to go with a range of boilers because they had no updates. So I was publishing a blog at the time, and they were taking bits from that and using it over social media. And I was saying I was using some products that I'd not even seen yet, saying I caught fish using this and using that. Thinking that was going to progress me quicker in the industry. I was like, by this time it was 2 or 3 years in, and I was like being greedy and trying to get what I can, you know. Yeah. Get as much free stuff as I possibly could get my hands on, and soon learnt it's not the way to go.
I can imagine so.
Yeah, so a lot of companies I've been with have promised the world, and you get fuck all from them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you
mean. People spend a lot of time doing footage and editing stuff, and you're sending stuff, and you don't get no feedback on shit like that. It's not very good. It's hard to keep going when it's like that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Sometimes it's nice, just to know someone's, there for that bit of feedback or that little bit of knowledge to point you in the right direction.
Yeah. So company-wise, I mean, Castaway, I've always been with Castaway for many years, apart from I literally hung my rods up for 2 years because of all the crap I'd been through in the industry, trying to get places and people just shitting on you and standing on you and treating you like crap. So saying you can do this for you and do that, and nothing turns out. You put a lot of effort and time into it. It's your hobby, working full time at a job. You're doing it after work. Do you know what I mean? Before working, actually fully getting paid in the industry, a normal job like everyone else, 9 to 5. And it's hard when you're putting that time in. It's your hobby. and
Yeah.
just to not get appreciated, even if your stuff's not good enough. Get told, and then at least you can try and improve on stuff or tell you where you're going wrong.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just push you to the side, sort of thing. So yeah, that's happened with a few companies. Vardis Tackle is still going now. It's a great company.
Yeah.
The guy that owns it, 80s, is a sound bloke. I only left Vardis at the time that I was just had enough of everything. I left Castaway, I left Vardis, I left everything. And when I came back, like I said, I hung my rods up for 2 years. Too much pressure to try and catch your fish and do catch reports, and ruins your fishing.
I can see where you're coming from on that.
So yeah, so it took its toll on me, put it that way. But when I came back with a different mindset, and things worked out a little different. I started with Deception, carried back on with Castaway, and bait companies. I've not really been with a lot of bait companies. I made my own bait for quite a while. I was a team member with NutriBaits for a while. I left them a couple of years ago. But yeah, there's been a few companies over the years. Well,
I imagine so. You've been in the game for quite some time now compared to some of us, so I can just imagine you've got endless stories to tell.
yeah, there's a lot that goes off behind closed doors.
Yeah, I
Which
get
I'm not
that.
going to tell you a lot about because it needs to stay behind closed doors a lot of it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So, if you want to get ready for question 2, it kind of aligns with what you've just said.
Yeah.
I'm sure plenty of other people are interested to how it feels. How does it feel to live what some fishermen would call a dream?
Yeah, I suppose looking in at what I do and what you see, it does look like I'm living the dream.
Yeah, it does.
It is, to be fair. I can't knock my job. My work life's awesome. Fishing life's great. Everything's sound. You know what I mean? That is everything you want, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
It's hard work. It's stressful at times, but it is rewarding as well. Like super rewarding. Being treated the way I have been in the industry over the years by some companies has made me realise how you've got to do it.
Yeah,
That's why I'm so involved. That's why you see a lot of me. Do you know what I mean? Although I don't run the actual team, that's down to the team manager, Ash Banks.
yeah,
I can't get too involved with that because then I ain't got time to do the main things. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I know what you mean.
So, I trust Ash with all of that, but I do like to get involved with the team, like say like on TikTok and going fishing with them and things like that. I like to get involved so they feel a bit more appreciated.
And you know what? I'll agree with on that. I see you live pretty much every day. If you're not in the warehouse, you're on the bank, and it's just nice to see a nice atmosphere going on.
Yeah, I mean, fishing's got too serious, man. It really has. It's too serious. It needs a bit of humour putting back into it.
It does indeed. I'll agree with you on that.
You know what I mean? And I'm always messing about. You know what I mean? Music on, mute fishing and everything. So, do you know what I mean? It's just a bit of a. Got to have a bit of a laugh as well. You know what I mean? A good joke as well. Right? Don't take it too serious. Do you know what I mean?
You have indeed, especially when you're doing that VR fishing.
Oh yeah, definitely. You got to level up.
Got to level up, definitely. Right. So, I think we're good for question 2 there. Question 3. What is one thing you tell someone who wants to get into fishing?
Just go and enjoy it, and don't get caught up in the big fish scene.
I'll agree with that.
Get caught up in the enjoying you going fishing and not being bothered about what anyone else thinks.
You know what? I'll agree with that with 100%. Is there anything, if you were now, they are now asked you for some tips, is there like places you'd recommend or rigs, things like that you'd say, tell them to have a go on, or?
If someone's starting out fishing and wants to get into it, I mean, straight into carp fishing is just like, you're missing so much to do with angling. Do you know what I mean?
You are indeed.
Fishing is angling, do you know what I mean? It's all species, it's everything. For someone just getting into it, I'd recommend going on the canals and the rivers and learning how to trot a float down the river, things like that. Just using simple methods. You ain't got to go mad with rigs. all these fang-dangled rigs that are out here nowadays. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's just a simple hook to line and a maggot on the end, mate. Let's go. You catch big fish out of the river and canal on that as well, and
You know
lakes.
what? I personally think that's still the best time I fishing I had. I originally started.
If you master that side of fishing, you know, catching the little bits and stuff, it's easy to start progressing into the sport of like carp fishing and targeting certain species.
I'll agree with you
Being
because
a specimen angler,
I'll
not just
agree
a
with you.
carp angler. So
I believe there's a massive edge to it as well. When you're coming from like fishing from a river, you know, your canals, and then when you get into the carp fishing, you've got a different edge, I'd say, compared to someone who's going straight into carp fishing.
yeah,
You know, the watercraft alone on a river is 100 times difficult than a lake. Way difficult.
yeah, it can be, yeah. But I mean, going down I mean, the river I fish, well, some of it, not all of it,
Yeah.
just a little bit of it that I fish. I fished as a kid, so I do know that section really, really well.
Yeah.
Which is a massive advantage because I float fished it, so you learn a bit more about what's kind of there. It's experience coming from it. But I mean, someone starting out, this is the problem. Like, go straight into carp fishing. You can go out, buy a kit, not a problem. Go book yourself on a lake that's got a £60 swimming around in it,
Yeah.
and you could hook a £60 pounder. Do you know what I mean? This is the other thing about getting into carp fishing. It's mad. You've got to choose your lakes wisely. A lot of people will choose like linear places like linear, highly stocked waters. You've got big fish in it. You've got a chance of catching big fish.
You have indeed.
Your skill level, do you know what I mean? You've still got that chance. So I think a lot of people run before they can walk, for sure.
Yeah, I'll agree on that.
And this is why when people ask me about PBs, I don't think it means anything. It don't mean as much nowadays as what it used to do.
I just think it's just a different world for carp fishing now. Like, you know, when I got into it, and this probably is about 15, 16 year ago, you know, you'd be happy to catch a 20 pounder, you know, that would be something to talk about. But now you talk about it now and like everyone's like, oh, that's small. I've had a 30 or I've had this.
Yeah. You see now, this is the problem between my fishing and the branded fishing sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because I went to St John's the other day filming at Linear, and we needed a 35 plus for film because that makes the film. 20 pounders, mate. There's loads of them. Everyone's catching them. It's got to be a big fish.
Mm.
So it's hard with that. Do you know what I mean? It's all right going around catching fish and enjoying it, but when we go to do filming and stuff, it's really serious of trying to get a big fish on film. It's a very different thing.
Yeah, I can see with that.
I
So,
mean, everyone wants to catch a big fish, but I always say it's not what you catch; it's where you catch it from. It means a lot more.
and I'll agree with that. Personally, I think I'd rather stick to my more like not so pressured club waters compared to your more commercial fisheries, such as say like linear. You know, it's jam packed all the time. Where I know if I go to one of my club waters, it's not pressured. It's a handful of people, and in my opinion, it's a better atmosphere to be around.
Yeah, yeah,
And I just think the fishing is just completely different
yeah,
because you know what you see on, like you're saying earlier about tackle companies, what you see in these big branded companies using on these big lakes like Linear and Bluebell and other things don't necessarily work on these more like smaller club brand waters. It's a completely different ball game.
yeah. I mean, we have in the brand got a range of different anglers, sort of thing, that fish different waters. We've got the guys that do the match scene. We've
Yeah,
got the guys that fish the linear, the Farlows, you know, places that highly stocked waters with big fish. They have big hits of fish. And then we've got 3 or 4 lads that are currently on non-publicity waters as well. Obviously, I get to see the fish catching, and the fucking mint. It's a shame we can't share it to everyone, but that's just how it is. And when they come off there, they'll be going on to other syndicates that they maybe be able to share pictures. So,
yeah.
yeah.
So we're getting through this quite quick, actually. So might need to waffle a little bit more, Lee. Right. Question four. This will align with our first guest we had on the first guest we had on our podcast with Catherine. Recently had Catherine on the podcast. How did you meet him? How did you meet Catherine? How did you meet Bunny?
Through TikTok they was doing a fundraiser. Was doing a fundraiser for Catherine, a GoFundMe for a wheelchair and stuff. That's when I first came across it all.
Yep.
I obviously donated some stuff for raffling, and obviously got talking to a lot of people in that circle as well. I was quite new to TikTok when that happened as well.
Yeah.
And I got talking to a husband, Bunny lad, as well, realising he was into carp fishing, but come from a big match side of things. Fished a lot of rivers and everything. Do you know what I mean? So it's like he's got a very good background of fishing. Although he was only new coming into the specimen angling, I seen he's a good angler. Do you know what I mean? You can see it in him. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I invited him to come on the team, and it just kind of progressed from there. I mean, husband and wife comes as a duo. Do you know what I mean? Catherine then started coming fishing, which was pretty mad. To be fair, I mean, I didn't know the full story, the details of everything properly until I actually met her a couple of times on the bank, and then you do realise the actual struggle that they've both been through, and not just them, their family. You know what I mean? The kids as well, and everything. It's there's a lot there. Do you know what I mean? A lot there that they've been through. For them to see Catherine trying everything and casting and catching fish off the top, off zigs, on the bottom, you know, you name it, she's kind of done it already in the first year of fishing. So, yeah, I'm glad I came across that pair, put it that way. But that's how I met Catherine and Paul, Bunny lad. And it has progressed from there, and we've done a lot, and we're going to do a lot more as well. Especially because we've already got Darren Greenfield, who's a disabled angler, who's sponsored by us anyway. But I mean, having Catherine on the team, we're now looking at waters that are more accessible for disabled anglers. So we can go there and take some of our guys and do some filming there, sort of thing. Like one of the places, Trentview's accessible because you can get behind it, and we've done a lot of fishing at Trentview over the last year, 18 months. I mean, it's been great to watch, to see how she's done and what she's willing to still do as well. Like not long ago, we took the baiting poles to Trentview, and she was trying to push that out and everything. You know, she's willing to try anything.
Oh, I remember watching that. She was definitely had you all wrapped around her finger, telling you where to all put her rigs and that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She does bark the orders out, but then she looks after us all as well. Do you know what I mean? She comes prepared with meals prepared and everything, stews the lot. So, yeah, do you know what I mean? It's really good. And I mean, I've done a lot of videos with Catherine in the last year. We had the automatic reels. The guy that makes these automatic reels that have the button, press it and everything to reel in.
Oh yeah.
There is some videos of that. There's not much, but we're going to do more of that this year.
It'd be nice to see. You know, that's kind of content you don't really see. A lot of people just shy away from it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, just look at what Catherine's achieved now, and I think as people getting behind her, do you know what I mean? Not just me and the company stuff, do you know what I mean? But people on here that have supported her and are buzzing about what she's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd honestly think someone like that would never get any hate on social media, really, but it's a sad old world, and unfortunately she has had some problems, sort of thing, through social media. And I believe a lot of it's just kind of jealousy that she's progressed so much, and she's getting to interview people in the industry. Do you know what I mean? Owners of companies. Do you know what I mean? And all that. So
Yeah.
she's working with Talking Carp magazine a lot every month. Do you know what I mean? They want her journey. They want her involved in that magazine every month. So
And it's nice to see that.
from starting with us, there's a work. I always said to her, I was like, if it carries on like this at the start, if it carries on like this, it will just snowball, and you'll get support from other companies around us as well. they'll start stepping in and doing things with you, and it'll just get you more involved into fishing. She's actually like jumped over so many people with what they're trying to get into the industry, just from snowboarding, from what's happened, just from her dedication of what she's done. And people might say, oh, it's only because she's disabled that she's got that far. You can look at it that way, but I'll tell you something, it's a dedication and a go that's got her where she is now.
Exactly.
And that's what's keeping her going, do you know what I mean? She'll tell you fishing saved her life. Do you know what I mean? Literally. She was in 4 rooms, couldn't move, do you know what I mean? Fucking depressed, everything. Do you know what I mean? And now she's out fishing and doing it all. And I mean, I feel proud that I helped them along a little bit, you know what I mean? And it's just going to keep going for them, to be fair.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. And, they're probably the nicest couple on TikTok to say. There are a few couples, but there's no one else quite like Catherine and Bunny Lad.
Yeah, I mean, she's loud, she's funny, she's great, you know what I mean? She's brilliant. You can have a right laugh with her. Do you know what I mean? She just fits in with everyone so well, dead easy, do you know what I mean? And that's just a statement of how good they are as people, do you know what I mean? So
yeah, and I'll agree with, and the banter as well you can have with Catherine and Bunny Lad.
it's great. And it's great to see that she's still pushing and she still wants to go further and doing stuff. I mean, she is going to be actually working the Doncaster Carp Show with us.
Oh.
She's actually going to be on the stand at the Doncaster Carp Show.
So, guys, if you want to meet Catherine, get to the Doncaster Carp Show.
Yeah, she will be there. Yeah, she knows a lot about the tackle. She's. I mean, we usually sit around their bivvy sort of thing with Catherine, so she's listening to all of us lot talking about stuff, and then she's asking loads of questions about. If she hears us talk about something, I don't understand it, she'll ask us something about it. So we have to explain what it is, and then she understands what we're all talking about all the time. So she's picked up a lot of stuff just fishing. Probably 5 or 6 sessions with me at Trentview and the people that are fishing with me as well around us, like when we've done socials or filming sessions. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's been great. I mean, they came to there was a sepsis charity event at Trentview every year. I don't think it'll carry on now because it's changed hands sort of thing. But they was invited to come to that, and it is an invite only sort of thing as well. So they came to that, and we had a great time. Loads of people, do you know what I mean? 40, 50 odd people there, all raising money. Great atmosphere, and it's great. It's like it's good to have them there at Trentview. And Catherine's caught some nice fish at Trentview. She's not far off getting her first 30, that's for sure. She's been doing so well.
That'll come sooner than what you think.
Yeah, and I mean, it's great because she's now working with Talking Carp magazine and looking at disabled access at lakes and stuff, and going to lakes, doing a write-up about it. So she's got loads to do as well as even if she can't get out fishing. I mean, she did a first session with us a week or so ago this year, and she's been absolutely gagging to get out. But the weather's been so bad, for her to come out in the cold, it super takes the toll on her. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, I imagine so.
And it was really cold when we went out to do the filming the other week. So we did actually take a diesel heater to keep the bivvy warm for her and stuff. So just because she really wanted to get out, and she hadn't been out yet this year. So it was nice to have her on the bank for a couple of nights.
I bet she kept you lot in order, that's for sure.
Kept us fed as well, mate, and watered all session. Nothing to worry about.
You know what that is, don't you? She was mothering you all while she was down
there.
Yeah,
definitely mothering us all. Definitely. Love it, mate. Love it.
Right.
I'm sat in there in a chair editing stuff while she's got kettle on. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it's sound, mate. It's great.
Sounds like I need to come to these socials now to be fed. Catherine. Right, so thank you for on that topic. Question 5. Who got you into fishing?
My uncle got me into fishing. some of well, my mum's side of the family moved from Nottingham up to Lincolnshire, just as I was born, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So my uncle used to fish the drains up in Lincolnshire and stuff. So I remember going up there when I was 10, and I always looked up to my uncle growing up, I remember. And he wasn't there, and I asked where he was, and he said he was fishing. So I asked my dad if we could go see him. So my dad took me down to see him. We stayed for a couple of hours, and my dad said he was going. And I asked if I could stay with my uncle and come back with him. So I did. And while I was there, he was fishing the drains for pike at the time. He had a pike, and it seemed like £50 an hour to me. Do you know what I mean? It was, I don't know how big it was, but mate, it looked massive. And seeing that fish and everything he was doing to get it in, I think that was it. I just wanted to fish. I wanted to try it. And that's what started me off. So my uncle taught me a lot and learnt me everything to do with fishing that he knew, the match side of things. And then I just obviously progressed from there. My dad used to drop me off at places and everything. He used to come with me a little bit, but he wasn't really into the fishing. He'd come in the summer and stuff, but I mean, I'd go when it's obviously nailing it down the rain and stuff, float fishing. So it was my uncle that really got me into it, and he inspired me. And when I look back at it, he took me to waters that, like massive reservoirs. He took me to no end of big waters. They weren't small lakes he used to take me to. They were really big places, and I think that now is why I'm not worried about going to a 300-acre reservoir and looking for fish. Whereas some people just won't even look at it because it's just so big. So he taught me a lot. You know, little tiny places like the drain got so many good fish in it. Like big roach and big pike back then.
So,
but yeah, he was definitely my inspiration for fishing. And then obviously from that I started watching obviously John Wilson and the go fishing, like, do you know what I mean? And taught me so much. You only learnt then from either making mistakes or by someone showing you something on the bank or watching a TV program. That's how you learn.
every Sunday morning, wasn't it, for John Wilson, if I remember right?
Yeah, I used to record them, mate. I used to have them all recorded.
Yeah, he's a local hero to me. So yeah, I grew up wanting every fish, so it felt like a privilege, really, to walk the same bank he did at some point.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Pure legend in his own right. Do you know what I mean?
He is.
But definitely a big inspiration into my fishing, that was. And the other one that helped me along my way was passion for angling.
All right, yeah.
That my uncle put me onto that. He says, "Yeah, I'll watch that. You'll like that." Yeah, and that was a very good series, Passion for Angling. Bob James and Chris Yates, that was.
I don't recall seeing that one growing up, but yeah, different age range, so I imagine there's some bits that are a bit different.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a bit old now. I imagine the music might even sound a bit funny. It's that old. But it's worth a watch. The only thing that comes close to it from videos nowadays is Martin Bowler's Catching the Impossible.
Yeah.
Got that same sort of feel to it. That's got that passion for angling feel. All feelings, all atmosphere. Do you know what I mean? And the build up to it and everything. That's what it's about. That's what I really like about fishing.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look into that. Right. Wow, we are getting through it. So, question 6. So we know you're part of Deception Angle and you do a lot of the orders. You may not know, or you might not. On average, how many orders do you produce a month?
Like that. I mean, we do sell direct off the website.
Yeah.
But then we also use distributors. We've got a distributor in the UK for tackle shops. That's 62 tackle shops it's in.
Is that like UK wide or like
That's UK wide, that is 62 UK wide, which is not that many to be fair, but a lot of places want to just stock the big stuff, don't they? Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, I know what you mean.
But I mean, for instance, we've got a lot of distributors over in Europe. We send stuff over to America. There's a lot of orders can come in all at once, or nothing at all. So you might not have an order like that for a month.
Mm.
It always varies. Do you know what I mean? So website orders depends what you put up media wise. To be fair, if you push the product really well on media, you sell it off the website. You see the sales come through.
That is correct on that. Sorry, Eric's just said there may be a chance we'll have John Wilson's daughter on the podcast. That is a high chance that is going to happen.
Yeah, that'd be very good. That would, yeah.
Very, and again, it's another one who's quite local, so we'll be sorting that out.
Yeah, so I mean, order wise, it varies every week on the website. Some things obviously get out of stock. So say if like, I mean, the main things that sell the Catran side of things on the deception side, head torches and line, people are going mad for them.
Tell me a bit about that. I've seen you recommend it to a lot of us and a few of us.
It's been around for quite a few years, to be fair, longer than people think. It was originally designed for boat work, going out at night, landing a fish, and coming back in the night, darkness. You flick your blue light, and you can see your lines coming out, so you don't hit them with your boat.
Yeah.
One of the advantages of using it. The other one is obviously fishing rods tight on spots. You can see your rods tram lining out at night when you're chucking out at night. It's hard to tell if you've got it right. I mean, the whole Catran thing is massive. It's massive in Europe. Do you know what I mean? It's growing fast in the UK, but it should still be a lot bigger than what it is. When people realise it's not, because it can look like a gimmick, that line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, some of it looks a bit bright on your spools, and it's not the what we've been always taught, the camo side of things and hiding everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, what you're taught, and then it kind of goes everything against of what you're taught.
It does. It made me think a little bit about it when I first started using it, but I didn't see any difference in liners or anything. I was still getting all the liners I used to get. You know what I mean? It didn't affect my catch rate at all. Do you know what I mean? So it just actually helped me a little bit more than anything. I mean, that line on its own, even without the head torch, without it glowing at night, is so good. It's ridiculously good. I can't rave about it enough. I've used a lot of lines over the years, and there is some very good ones on the market. And it's not just because that I sell it, but this line's extremely good. I mean, the stuff that doesn't use the head torch, the wild carp and the wild carp camo, brilliant line. The wild carp is outstanding. Do you know what I mean? It's an outstanding line. But like I say, going back to like selling stuff, it is literally what you push. So if something's being pushed right through social media, you'll sell it.
Yeah.
Same as shows. Same as shows. If you put a product out in front of you and talk about it, you'll sell it to people. It's quite easily done. It's scary because these other big companies have got massive advertising budgets and everything. You know, whole staff working behind them like that. I ain't got that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They can really, really push products and sell stuff like that. It's ridiculous. But I mean, it is down to what you push, is what you sell. If you don't push nothing, if you stay stagnant, you'll still sell the stuff that for your existing customers. We have people who've been buying off us for years. For instance, the putty, people have been buying that for 10 plus years off us. Never found anything like it. Do you know what I mean? So there's always, we've got our hardcore customers as such that just buy off us. They buy all the terminal tackle, or they'll buy 3 or 4 items from us all the time. And they'll either come to you at the show, and you'll see them every year at the stand, and they'll top up for the year. Or you see big orders come in at the beginning of the year, and that's their year's stuff. And it's the same people every year.
So I'd say that's a very loyal customer base.
Yeah, I mean, Deception was established in 2013. It's always done shows. Do you know what I mean? So it's been doing shows for a long time. It's very established in that sense. I know a lot of people say, I've never heard of it, but there's a lot of people that have started fishing after 2013, never even realised it's there. So people that have been fishing 3 years probably don't realise it's there, because we don't massively have a huge presence on social media. We don't push it massively because it costs a lot of money and takes a lot of time. There's only so much you can do.
I'll agree on
massive advertising budget for that. I've got some, but not a huge one. All the budget goes into new stuff and looking for different things.
Oh, don't worry, that'll be a question soon. So,
I'll hold back on that. But yeah, sales can depend on distributor. To be fair, for instance, Spain at the minute, we send a lot of stuff to Spain through our winter because that's their prime time for fishing. Because it's too hot in the summer over there. Do you know what I mean? It's 40 odd degrees. They don't really fish in it, so now's the prime time for Spain. Whereas other countries, it drops off through the winter. So now is our slow period apart from shows in Spain.
no, Nick, I'm actually rather ill. But yeah, question 7. So this might be a bit more of your liking. Tell us about your filming and photography.
I've always liked doing it. Over the years, I've just played about with stuff. With working with companies over the years, I've been able to play with their camera stuff. Never really owned anything special myself. The odd digital SLR and stuff for my own shit, but not proper video cameras and proper gear. Do you know what I mean? I've used it over the years with other companies, and I've had great fun. It's not an easy thing to do, and I understand why people charge a lot of money to come and do a video with you and edit a video. There's a lot to it. Photography and videography aren't easy things to do. People go to college to learn that stuff. You can be self-taught, like I am. I'm self-taught. I've learned, well, I'm not self-taught. I've learned off other people around me that I've been with. So the filming side of things is hard. I mean, I do all the filming at the minute for Deception and all the editing as well, which is why I don't deal with the team. I don't usually do like website orders and things like that. I'm in the unit packing stuff and making products, but a lot of my time gets taken up doing other stuff as well. So
Yes.
there will be other people coming into it, but it's hard to trust people to come into these roles and work with you side by side. So I mean, I've worked with people in the past and it's worked out really well.
Yeah.
It costs a lot of money, and it's down to it. You're paying for something, aren't you? So you get what you pay for.
Exactly that. I'll agree with that.
And I have taken it on myself when I'm learning a lot of stuff. I've got new software that I'm learning, so I've got some other people to go with that are filming as well to learn off them. So there's stuff that's going to help me improve what I'm doing.
I imagine it will. We did quite a bit of research before getting you on, and yeah, we can.
I mean, I've got a lot of footage at the minute that I've not edited. I've got a lot of footage. A session at Trentview for 48 hours, and then linear St John's. That's two lots of footage. That's a lot. I've got a lot of stuff done there.
Yeah, I do a little bit of editing, so I know the pain when it comes to how long it actually takes to get it finalised and everything. So I know what you go through.
I mean, some of the stuff might not come out. I might not finish it in time for it. It's winter. It's freezing. Spring's coming. Do you know what I mean? If I don't get things done quick enough, you run out of time. And don't get me wrong, I could save what I've done at Trentview till this time next year.
Yeah.
And release it a month before. Do you not release it January?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, you can delay your filming over a year. You could do a year's of filming and release nothing, and then the next year start releasing that, and then making your new stuff. So you're a year ahead of everything. But you do have to be careful then, because with what products you change.
Yeah, I understand where you come from that, and a lot changes in a year as well. So
Yeah, it can do. Yeah, it can change a lot. I mean, you can plan it so it doesn't, but then you've always got to look like you're moving forward. Otherwise, people think you're stuck in a rut, sort of thing.
yeah.
But that goes into probably another question you're going to ask me, to be fair.
Right. Question 8. Favorite lake and why?
My favourite lake is literally a stone's throw from where I'm stood now. It's only a little one. It's a club lake. It's not. It won't be known. None of you will know it unless you know me personally from this, where I live in this area. And the reason it's so special to me is my granddad put fish in it when he was like 17, 18. The pond's been there. Well, it's 7 acres, and it's only got 3 sides to it. It's got a railway running at the side of it. It was dug out for the stone, the gravel for the railway.
Yeah.
And it was just left. This house is round 2 sides of it and a railway down the other. I call it the railway pit, but it's not its actual name. My granddad put fish in there. My mum's fished it. My uncles have fished it. I've fished it. Both my kids have fished it. I've seen it change over the years. It used to be an absolute wild lake, massive trees around it, no path, you had to go through all the vegetation, no swims really, you had to make a swim if you wanted one. It was a proper wild lake, and it's changed over the years. The club took it on, fenced it off, put a car park in it, and filled part of the lake in for the car park sort of thing. Changed it a lot, but even all that, I still love the place. It's not got massive carp in it. Biggest one's probably touching just over £30. It's not a massive stock, it's probably 120 fish in it, up to 150 fish, but a couple of years ago it did have an otter go for it, so I don't know what's left, but there's still a lot of fish in there. It didn't destroy the lake as such. But that lake there is special, and I fished a lot of lakes. Another one that's special that I fished once was Bayswater Syndicate that I got invited onto.
Yeah.
By Gary Bays. So, that's a special lake if you know the lakes around there. And it's an expensive ticket, and I ain't got the ticket, and I was invited on there to fish it for 2 nights. So, but the lake that's local, that means the most to me around here. Most definitely. Trentview's a great lake. Spent a lot of time there. I do like the lake. It's got a nice stock of fish in it. It's great for socials, it's great for filming, it's great for everything. You can catch them off the top, zigs on the bottom, everything. You get them going on biscuits on the top. It's great fun through the summer. It's got everything you need at Trentview. I'm not keen on day tickets. I'm not a big fan on busy day tickets. I don't like linear. I have fished it. I fished it twice. So that tells you that. But I did get a bit of a buzz from Trentview. I did quite well on there anyway. Got to know some of the regulars on there, some sound lads. Obviously some lads from the industry that go there and did some filming and stuff. Chatting with them that are there. It's been. I mean, it's a good lake, Trentview. You've got Tracker going there, Ridge Monkey. They all go there and do some filming. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which just shows you the stature of that lake. It's. I suppose people would think that would be my favourite lake, to be fair, but it's not. It's a little club of water down the road. It means the most to me. I'd be devastated if anything ever happened to that.
Yeah, but you've got a good story to go to why that's your favourite, and I think that's what we miss in a lot of like angling or fishing these days. Like you don't really, there's not many stories to be told on why you like a place, and
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get that ticket again this year. Me and my lad are going to go back on it. I mean, it's crystal clear as well, so it's great for underwater filming and everything. So I am going to go back on it this year with my lad. But it is quite funny when you start fishing it and you talk, because I haven't been on it for probably 4 years now, 3 or 4 years. So there'll be a new lot of people on there, and you go down there and they start telling you about the lake and everything.
I imagine
It's like some people take offence to it when you try and say, look, I know the lake quite well, and start telling this story sort of thing.
Yeah.
You soon realise when you go on there and start catching a few fish, it's not a hard lake. It's pretty featureless, to be fair. It just takes a good baiting approach more than anything, and you'll catch them. The first session I went down there, I had 6 out in the evening, because I knew it just needed bait.
Yeah.
So a fair amount of bait out, spread it, fished 2 rods and had it away. Well, had it away, 6 fish in an evening. It wasn't bad fishing. But then the downside to be able to do that on a lake that some people may be struggling on is the jealousy side of it on that lake. Two blokes tried to get me kicked off, and that'd have been heartbreaking if I got banned from that lake, especially from something I'd not actually done. Luckily for me, I've got a friend that's on the committee of that club, and they received an email, 2 emails, 2 separate guys, saying that I was drunk on the bank. I was night fishing because it's a day only water. There's no night fishing on it. It's been abusive to residents, saying a load of crap that I'd not done to try and get me kicked off because I was catching fish.
I imagine you get
that would really have been heartbreaking to have not been able to go back on there because it's so special to me. And it really annoyed me because the 2 guys that reported me had actually been round into my swim. I got a fish in the net and they come round to talk to me and they asked me what I was using because I've been catching a few fish. And I shown him what I was using. At the time I was using Sticky Baits krill. I showed him, there's the bag, that's what I'm using, Sticky Baits krill. I've got the Sticky Baits krill pop-ups, white and pink, stiff dinge rigs over the top, having it away, nailing them. I showed him everything, I showed him the rig, and while they were stood there, because you'd only fish 2 rods there, my other rod ripped off as well, while I was there, and while they were stood there. And I couldn't have been any nicer to them, but they still went and tried to get me kicked off.
Jealousy, that's the way I see it.
But I couldn't have. It's not like I can understand if I was like, "No, lads, get out. I swear I'm not showing you nothing." Being a bit of an idiot about it and not trying to help someone. But yeah, to get banned from that lake would have been heartbreaking.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very pleasant what they try to do.
No, but I was very lucky that I've got a friend that's on the committee, and as soon as they got that email, it come up in their meeting about me. He was like, "No, that's not right. I know the lad. Do you know what I mean? He works in the fishing industries. He wouldn't do anything like that anyway." Do you know what I mean? I've got to have a reputation to uphold. Do you know what I mean? I can't be seen to be doing silly stuff.
Exactly. In a sense, you've got a reputation to hold.
Yeah, in a sense, I have now. I mean, I never used to years ago. I used to go fishing all over the place. There's loads of little ponds that I've fished around here over the years that are really good. I'd love to go back and have a little dabble on them and stuff here and there. Only got small fish in them, some, but it's just the place.
Yeah,
it's got a feeling for me. You know what I mean? It's good. I've been there as a kid, and it's nice.
Right. So one to collide with the lake. Favorite river and why?
River Trent, hands down, no question. The Trent's got everything you could ever want. Everything. I can't think of another river that's got everything the Trent's got. I mean, there's loads of rivers in. I mean, I live Nottingham area, so there's the Derwent, the Sore's not far away. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the Trent. There's rivers around me, and they've all got great fish in them. Great fish in them. People travel from all over the country to come and fish the Trent.
Yeah, they do.
That just shows you that how good it is. I mean, I've had a great season on the Trent, and I've flitted on and off the river over the years. I always fish lakes, but I always go back to fish the Trent as well a little bit here and there, even if it's just a few nights a year. I do still go. Do you know what I mean? It's nice, the river, but then, yeah, the Trent is by far the best river in my eyes in the country.
No, so many might not know, but I know there's a few certain fish you've actually caught from there. Do you mind sharing with people like the stock that do collide in the Trent?
Well, everyone will obviously. I shared the sturgeon that I caught at the Trent. £49, 10 or 12 ounces around that. So just shy of £50. Beluga sturgeon out the River Trent. Surprise capture, but there's been a lot of others as well, and I've not shared a lot of them. I've had a few carp this year. Not had anything massive, but I've had some really nice ones.
Yeah.
We've seen, I think you've seen 2, maybe 3 of the barbel. I've had a big 15 pounder. It's a nice fish. I had a 13 on a TikTok live. when I was with Dave. I had another 13 as well. I've not had a barbel under £11 this season.
Good going.
So they've all been doubles that I have caught. I've caught some big chub as well. I've had a 7, I had a 6 the other night as well. Loads of 5 pluses, just between £5 and £6. A lot of bream as well. Quite a lot. So you've seen some of them on the live, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I've had nights of bream and chub. It's quite annoying. But the season has been great on the Trent. The sturgeon, obviously, probably the icing on the cake, to be fair. Yeah, surprised that was. I've had a great season, mate. I didn't put a lot of time in beginning of the season, June, July, and August. I didn't get the time on there I wanted. They're the 3 main months for me. September's good as well. You get to the end of September, it starts changing. It really does start changing. When you start getting some more floods and the weather's turning a bit, the species I'm after on the river, the carp, they pull out of the main rivers, a lot of them, into backwaters, marinas, bits and bobs, canal sections. They're not always in that turbulent water where you'll find barbel through the winter. So I've literally swapped over in November to barbel fish. So I've not been targeting carp on the river, which is my main species on there, because I like carp. I do like barbel, but I like carp more. And in the summer, barbel can get very annoying. Some people might not like that, but barbel do become a bit of a nuisance fish, because they come in and tearing it up where you set up ready for the carp. It's annoying. But I like barbel, don't get me wrong, but I'm not using barbel rods. I am using carp rods on the river. I'm fishing the Trent, it's turbulent. I want to be able to chuck where I want accurately and have a great chance of getting a monster in. There's cats in the Trent. If I hook one, I want a good chance of getting one in. That sturgeon, don't get me wrong, it's been caught on barbel rods. That's been out a few times out that stretch. It's still there. I thought it might have moved on with some of the floods, but it's not. It's still there. It's about 8 mile of river that it's trapped in at the minute. It's between 2 layers.
I imagine that'll soon find its way sooner or later.
It only takes a good flood, fish move section. When you have a really good flood on the Trent, like a proper one, like we had a really good one late last year, December. Like proper, literally I couldn't get anywhere near the river to fish it. It was just all over the fields and everything. Used on sections that don't usually flood either, because the sections below are designed to flood. That's where all the floodplain is. But that was literally backed up that much, it had nowhere else to go. It was ridiculous. But yeah, it's the Trent, isn't it? What can I say? It's the best river in the UK.
River of Mysteries, I've heard some people call it.
Whoa, there's all sorts in there. There's all sorts in there. I mean, I haven't caught a grayling out of the Trent. I mean, where I'm fishing as well, there's a salmon run.
Yeah.
And I've seen pictures of salmon and trout that have been caught out of there. On some of the areas that I fish. A long time ago now. I mean, I ain't seen any pictures from like the last 15 years, put it that way. But before that, yeah, I've seen some very nice pictures of fish that have come out of there.
I imagine.
Some seriously big carp as well. Like, you just won't think they're there. It's unreal. Unreal. I mean, there's so much in there that you couldn't fish it all in your lifetime. Even even like 2 or 3 tickets that I've got, you couldn't fish them waters in a lifetime. There's that much of it. That much river. I'm so spoiled for what I've got around me. I mean, the River Soar was where I got noticed with my fishing.
Yeah.
Actually, river fishing, not fishing on the lakes and everything, because I was catching that many carp out of the river. Before I was fishing the lake until they realised I was river fishing and catching them. And then it really perked their interest up then, do you know what I mean?
I imagine it did. So this, for question 9, this kind of aligns then, or it's probably a split opinion now for you. What is your favourite then? River or lake fishing?
It's an hard one, that is. I don't know if I could choose between them in that sense. I love the river because you can really get away from everything on the river, and not see another angler, even in really good conditions. Whereas on a lake, that's virtually impossible nowadays. There's not many lakes that you can go to that just ain't got many anglers on it. So that spoils it a little bit for me. So at the minute, I'm more enjoying my river fishing than I am lake fishing. But I don't think I could choose between the two. I love it's angling. I fish little streams, little brooks, everything. Do you know what I mean? There's a tiny little river. You wade through it, fishing for barbel and stuff. It's very intimate. There's so many different types of river fishing, like there is lake fishing. There's just so much variant to it all. I don't think I could choose between the two.
Yeah,
The fish fight better in the Trent. That's the bonus. When you hook a mid double, mid 20 carp in the Trent, you know about it. It'll strip line off you. You won't stop it.
I imagine.
So in that sense, the excitement of the river, the mystery of the river, is more than what you get on most lakes now, because they've all got the main fish in it. You know what you're fishing for. They're stocked. If you've got a lake like an old estate lake, you know what I mean, and you've got stockings from years back, and there's not been anything stocked for a long time, so it's just what's been coming through, what's been bred in the lake. It's natural cycle.
Yep.
That's different. That's got that mystery, the same feel as the river. Do you know what I mean? It's got that. There's not that many waters out there like that now. Let's be right with it. The secret lake and all this stuff, like there's all this stuff around on social media. None of them are secret lakes. None of them are private lakes. We all know about them. It's just getting on them.
Exactly that.
So,
right. This is more going back to more like the deception part now, and I think a few other people have questions to follow these. There's only a couple more questions left from me, but you stock around 144 products. Is there anything new coming?
173 products.
Oh, really?
It's on the deception range. That's not including Catran. That is literally just under deception. 173, and there is a round of new products coming very soon. Everyone that's in the team has seen these products that are coming. Some of them are what's already out there. It's nothing special. We're not reinventing anything. There's nothing we've come up with ourselves, and brand new spanking product, all singing, all dancing, catches you more fish shit. Yeah. None of that. It's stuff that we're just adding into our range to make it. We don't need increasing, put it that way, but I still feel there's a couple of bits missing from it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So we're just adding. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 new products coming out, and then there's like a new range of something coming as well, sort of thing. So, there's a new range of hooks coming as well that will be sold alongside the existing range. But these hooks are different to what we already sell. And when you start seeing photos and information coming out, you'll realise these hooks aren't really. They're a more expensive hook.
Yeah.
Deception Angling's always been like a budget company, not super budget, like cheap. Do you know what I mean? It's a budget company. Do you know what I mean? We're not priced like some of the other companies.
Yeah, I know what you mean with that.
You know what I mean? So I will say that in the past, there's a reason Corda bought out the basic range. You know, you can't keep doing shows and smashing it, selling loads of kit, and being all over social media, 23,000 plus followers on Facebook,
yeah,
and not get noticed by other companies. And that is the reason why Corda bought out the basics range, is because of companies, not just Deception, companies like Deception, because there's a few about, but there ain't many that do the shows and actually sell to tackle shops, to the trade. So any company out there that sells terminal tackle that's priced to sell to the trade, I've got utmost respect for them. Every single one of them. Those that are not priced to sell to the tackle shop, just sell direct. I ain't got time of day for them. I'm not interested in them. They're not in my lane. They're all the way back there, mate. They're damaging the industry in my eyes. You can buy kit very cheap, terminal tackle.
Yeah.
But I can guarantee it's not all made in the same factory. It doesn't all come from the same place like everybody thinks. It really, really doesn't, people. There is so many different types of leg clip, for instance. So many different types of leg clip, you wouldn't believe. If you went out and bought every single company's leg clips and put them all together, there wouldn't be many that are the same. So they can't all come from the same factory. And that's the thing with deception angling. They've been set in that line of just below we're not too expensive, do you know what I mean? We're right in the budget, making just enough for us to be able to keep it all going. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
See, we've been asked for pre-tied rigs, right? Put it this way, I've been asked for pre-tied rigs loads, and I'd love to bring pre-tied rigs out because we'd sell loads, we'd sell thousands and thousands of them, no doubt about it. But there isn't enough money in it for us to do. And the reason there's not enough money in it, because we would be hand tying rigs ourselves, not buying them in pre-tied from factories, because that's where all your big companies' rigs come from. They're not hand tied by us in the UK. Do you know what I mean? So for me to bring out a pre-tied rig selection, they'd be too pricey. No one would buy them. They'd go by Corda. They'd go by Fox. They'd go by Nash. They wouldn't buy Deception. Would be overpriced. We can't do them at their prices and be able to support the industry. So I'm not doing it. I am not putting stuff on my website that I would not be able to sell to a local tackle shop down the road that wants to make some money. And that's our Deception set up. And that's the pricing of it. That's how we've done it. And we do our utmost to put the best we can out there for that money. I mean, there's no point being a busy fool. You know, I've still got to make a living. This is my job, my full-time job. I don't work for anyone else. Yeah. And do this in the evening at the weekend. A lot of companies out there that you see, they've got very good media, but they're only part-time. Do you know what I mean? They're not full-on in it like I am. If I don't make money, I don't pay my bills. If I don't sell tackle, I don't pay my bills. It's as simple as that. I haven't got anything else to fall back on. So it can get very frustrating when people try and tread on my toes with other brands. I've got loads of respect for people, and the people that have the brands that know me, that have done the shows, they know me, they've met me, we spoke. Sound, do you know what I mean? I don't care that we're competition. You're a business owner. Do you know what I mean? I have respect that you're doing the same thing, no problem. And if you need anything, give me a shout. I'm happy to help. You know, if you can't get something and I've got it, even if it's a bit of packaging or some stupid thing like that, I'm willing to help. Do you know what I mean? I have respect for people like that are doing it properly. The other companies, I can't get on board with it as much. I know everyone's got to start somewhere, but when you just sell direct, I do think you're damaging this industry, and it's already fucked as it is. Excuse my French. But it is. Do you know what I mean? It's being dominated, the tackle shop side of things, and it's sad. It's sad to see these businesses, you know, normal people that own a business, but it's a fishing tackle shop. They're not being supported by these companies. That's why I don't respect them. That's why I'm happy to roll with Deception like I am.
Yeah.
I'll never go with another company that doesn't support the industry, that only sells direct. Forget it. I'm not interested. If you can't support a local tackle shop, and so they can make money out of it, they've got to be able to make a decent amount of money out of it to put it in. You know, putting a couple of grand into a brand's a lot of money for a small tackle shop. A lot of money, especially if stuff doesn't sell like they want, then they're stuck with it, and that could damage them. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, we work closely with tackle shops. If they have problems with anything, like if they don't like a product, it's been stuck on the shelf, they've not sold it in their area, we'll swap it for something else. You know, try and help them out as much as you can, because if you don't do it now, there won't be any left. I mean, everyone buys everything online already. Come on, do you know what I mean? That's why the high streets are all like they are.
Boxed up and closed off.
Yeah, and that's how it's going to be for tackle shops. And then you're never going to get that personal touch when you walk in tackle shop. You know, talk to the guy that owns it, the people that work there. They've got local knowledge about all the lakes. You know, they know about all the kit. You can ask them stuff. You buy it online, you're buying it on what's said. You get it, oh, it's not as good as I thought, it's shit. As soon as you put it in your hand. Whereas if you're at a tackle shop, you put it in your hand. You know, you can't be looking at stuff before you actually pass your money over.
Yeah.
And it's all going to be gone if people don't support the tackle shops. And that's what deception is. I mean, we're bringing a new set of hooks out, and they're going to be a lot pricier than the ones I've already got. But again, people have asked me for these sort of hooks. A lot of the team and a lot of the sponsored anglers. So we've been umming and ahhing about it because it doesn't fit in with deception angling, these hooks. It's not part of the budget. They're expensive. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to go into that side of things. I'm not going out of my lane into everyone else's over that side. And I'm staying where I am. I'm happy where we are. We're doing all right. We're sound. We've got respect from a lot of people in the industry. Some of them don't like us. A lot of them like us. Do you know what I mean? So product-wise, it's quite hard. There is some new stuff coming. We are working on some brand new stuff that's never been seen, but that takes a long time to develop. One of them's been 2 years now, and it's still not ready to come out. So still a lot more testing, a lot more back to the drawing boards with it. But if it works, it's going to be mint. So
I imagine so.
But you see, I can't release a product and it flop because I put a lot of money into it. You know,
it could be a tried and tested.
Yeah, there's certain products out there that come out. They come out quite quick, and then they fail on people, and then they bring a Mark II out and Mark III.
Yeah.
You know, no, my Mark I's got to be the one. That's it. I've got to have used Mark I, Mark II, Mark III, Mark IV myself to get to Mark V, and you only see that one. You don't see all the others before it. That's the hardest thing. And being where we are, we're not a massive company. You know, we're not a small company. We've got premises. We're out there. We support the industry and stuff. But there's only so much we can do. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the support from everyone that buys from us and, you know, shares, posts, likes stuff. You know, it means more than what you'd think, to be fair. And I see it. I do see it, and I do see people that say, "Yeah, I'm going to buy your kit, mate. I'm going to go on the website. Yeah." I see you. The order never comes through. You know what I mean? There's a lot of that about, but you get that, I suppose. I'm here, aren't I? People can talk to me.
Yeah.
But that is deception, really.
Right. So moving on. Well, there's about 2 questions left after this, so I won't keep you too long. More with deception again. How many members have you got on board?
I don't know the exact number of team members we've got at the minute. I believe it's sitting between 50 and 60. Sponsored anglers, there's 5, 1 consultant, and then I've got some other guys just in the brand that work for us, sort of thing, that aren't actually in the limelight of anything. Is it 58, is it? And the team pays, there you go. Yeah, so there's a few of us. You don't need a big team, you need quality over quantity, and it's hard to find quality. Everyone talks a good game until it comes to actually doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we've set a lot of new people on recently. Well, Ash Banks, the team manager, and I'm interested to see what happens with that bunch. So it's always good to have some new blood come into the team, because it stirs things up sometimes. Do you know what I mean? So it gets people going again. You need that buzz.
Yeah.
Keep people going. It's a hobby for the team. You know, ain't none of them getting paid for it, and I know that. So I can't expect the world from people. You know what I mean? They've got their own lives. They've got their own living to make. It's different for me. I'm on it all day, every day. so I can't expect them to be like that. It's hard. It gets frustrating as well, knowing that there's like 50 or 60 people, and and I want stuff and nothing's happening, and it can be hard sometimes to sit back and just let things flow. It all comes round in the end and sorts itself out. You have little flat spots in the team, and then they come up again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have a little flat spot again, and then you just got to get it going again. Do you know what I mean? And with me going out and fishing with a lot of people in the team, it helps because they feel more appreciated. They're more likely to help me.
Yeah.
I'm willing to go and help them. Anything they need. Do you know what I mean? If you need some footage doing, some videos for yourself, I'll come and shoot some footage. You can edit it yourself, because I ain't doing that because that takes ages. But I'll come and shoot footage for you. Do you know what I mean? Just so they can make their presence more on social media. I'm willing to work with anyone that's willing to work with me. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. I will push you through everything I know, and everyone I know will see what you're doing. So deception angling could end up being a stepping stone to other things. For instance, we had Sophie the carp catching kid, who's now Sophie the carp catcher, because she's no longer a kid. She's grown up now. She's very popular through social media as she's been growing up. She was on the sponsored anglers team for nearly a year until Gordon snapped her up and gave her a full sponsorship. So she'd have been daft not to go. Do you know what I mean? Gardner do a bigger range of stuff than what we do, and they're in a different lane to us. It's Gardner tackle. What can I say? I know what lane I'm in, and they're a great company. So people do use deception as a stepping stone. I mean, people come from. I mean, we've got 2 ex-Nash consultants that are with us. I won't mention the names because some of the people that are in here that are in the team won't know that. But yes, there's people in the team that have been consultants and sponsored anglers for other brands that are now with us as well, supporting a smaller company, and they're really good at what they do. So, but the team's a very hard thing. There's quite a few of us, but it could easily go down to 20 people in the team. So there's a lot in there at the minute. That's all I'm saying. It can be quite easy to get in the team. It's not hard to get in the team if you talk a good game. You've got a good fishing CV sort of thing. But staying in it's a different matter, because once you're in it, you've got to keep going. Otherwise, you'll just lose your place. There's plenty of companies you can go with that will take you on and let you do what you do if you don't want to do a lot. But you've got to do quite a bit to keep your place. So.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable, I'd say. This is about the time where I say if anyone's in the comments have got some questions, fire them away.
Yeah, this is where it goes pear-shaped, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, wait. We're past 9 o'clock, so we're past the threshold, right? So it's full on 100% opinions now. Go for it.
Yeah. We do this for about 10 minutes, and then
See how long it takes for one question to come up.
Let's see if anyone's willing to ask anything. RP Angling says, what part of the Trent do you fish?
The bendy wet section. That's an easy one.
Eric, aka Harper, has asked favourite hook.
TWG, which is a wide gape hook with an inturned high and a beaked point. I love a wide gape. Favourite hook.
So Carby Luke's asked, Lee, why are you Perry Broom King?
Because what I've got, I like a bucket hat, right? But I like a funky bucket hat. Everyone knows me around Trentview wearing a blue and yellow bucket hat, the twat hat as they call it, and yeah, look like Perry, and going large. So, Luke often gets me with that.
Posh has also asked favourite carp rig.
My favourite rig, well, there's two of my favourite rigs. A stiff dinge rig. Love that rig. Low line pop ups, and I use a straight point chod. It's actually it's called SPC in the deception range, which is a straight point chod. I don't like a beak point on my chods.
And
I like a straight point on it. And the bottom bait or wafter rig would be a combi rig for me.
right.
Don't use so many fish.
Camo is now asking, who's your favourite angler to watch and why?
Favourite angler to watch? Probably Jeremy Wade. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a great angler. I mean, I know it's not carp fishing. I mean, he does carp fish, but I know it's not carp fishing. But yeah, he's great to watch. The story and everything. And I've met him a couple of times, and he's such a nice bloke. A really, really nice bloke. So he made a very good impression on me the first time I met him. So yeah, big Jeremy Wade. I like watching his stuff.
I'll agree with you. A good person to watch. Any more questions, guys, or we will be wrapping up? Give a couple of seconds.
I'm glad the questions have been quite sensible.
Funniest angling story? And I think we'll call it a wrap up after that one, if you can.
I don't know. I've been with a few people that have fell in, and I've been sat in a set of reeds on the river near the path, and a woman's. It was just getting dark, and a woman's literally pissed right next to me.
Oh, lovely.
Just at the edge of the path. I was sat in the reeds. She obviously didn't see me at all. I was pretty camouflaged, but
Right, we'll do this.
Call you DTR.
Answer that.
Yeah, I met Eric on a social, and I do like to have some music on while I'm fishing. And it may sound quite loud on the lives and stuff, but I can assure you it's really not. The mic's very good on the phone. But we was fishing a lake that was right next to a very, very busy road, so I had it turned up, and we had a good little rave, like, because the fishing was quite poor. So we had a rave instead, so it calls me Dave the Rave, DTR. Well, it's been good as well. I will say though, to everyone that has been on the lives and supported me over the last 3 years on here, I've made a lot of friends on here, met some idiots. Big up to them as well. You're what makes the world right in my eyes. I know I'm doing things right when I get comments from you. To all the haters out there, keep hating. I love you. And yeah, but a big up to everyone that supported me over the last few months. I've not had a great time over the last 6 months, to be honest, and there's been a lot of support there for me. So as a bloke, I will say it's make sure you tell people if you're feeling shit, even if they don't do anything. Just tell them, because someone will notice.
Yeah.
Never keep it to yourself, man, because there's people out there that will help you. And I know there's a lot of people on there that are going through their own shit, and I've done in the past. So just keep going, keep striving forward, and there's always those people on here. If it's about fishing, just fucking ring me, I'll talk about it. You know what I mean? So, and I want to say thanks for inviting me to come onto the podcast as well.
No worries. It's a pleasure to have you on. I'm sure we'll get you on for a part 2 later on through the year.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot happen this year, so there'll be a lot more to talk about. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for everyone coming in. I will call it there. Lee, enjoy your night. Everyone else is coming. Enjoy your night. And we'll catch you again next Sunday with DPM4 Tizzy. He's the rapper who produced 40 raps. So that's going to be a good one. Right, thank you all.
Thank you.